Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show to do my 2.0 mock draft. I'm doing it off my phone here, not on the computer this time, so let's get right into it. So, the second one might be different than the first one, I don't know. But we'll see. Starting with the Titans here at number 1. The first one I had, who did I have? Cam Ward, I think. It was either Cam Ward or like Abdul Carter or something. Or Travis Hunter, one of those three guys. But I'm going to have Shedeur Sanders here at number 1. I don't think he should be the number 1 pick. I mean, I think his arm talent's better than people give it credit for. I don't think it's bad. It's just kind of average. But second-year head coach, Brian Callahan and the new general manager, Mike Borgonzi, they're going to jumpstart their rebuild with a franchise quarterback. I mean, he has big game moxie and, experience, engineering program turnarounds, like at Colorado, in year 2. I think Abdul Carter should be the pick, but I think they're going to take Shedeur Sanders. But they might give Will Levis another year, I don't know. But I'm going to say Shedeur Sanders for now. Number 2, the Cleveland Browns, I think they will take Abdul Carter. It's kind of hard to pass up on Cam Ward here because I think he's the best out of the quarterbacks in this draft class. I think he's really good at making plays. The only negative is he holds the ball too long, but I think Abdul Carter, man. Despite an obvious need at quarterback, I'm taking Abdul Carter here. He could arguably be the best player in this draft class. He just has so much speed off the edge. And the Browns, they're going to opt to pair him with Myles Garrett to give him a dynamic duo on the edges. Aging. You need a quarterback. Could you get one out of free agency? I don't know. Do you wait another year to draft a quarterback and probably a better QB class? We'll see. But I'll say Abdul Carter here. Number 3, I think the Giants will take Cam Ward. They need a quarterback, and you take the best one available. He's like an alpha dog quarterback to give them a competitive leader, because Cam Ward's mostly competitive besides that bowl game. But the Giants need a quarterback. There's nothing else. They need more than a quarterback. They obviously no Daniel Jones. Obviously they released him during the season. Cam Ward's really good. I know we made fun of Miami a lot where they choked a playoff spot, but Cam Ward's still really good. Really good arm talent. Makes plays happen. Sometimes he holds the ball for too long. That can create sacks, but other than that, I think he's fine. Really good. Number 4, the New England Patriots. Travis Hunter, wide receiver / cornerback. Obviously, we have a new head coach, Vrabel. His personnel experience as a two-way player could help the Patriots maximize the Heisman Trophy winner's potential as a combo playmaker in the NFL. Will he play both? We'll see. But I think Mike Vrabel will utilize him the best way he can. Number 5, I think Jaguars take Mason Graham. They're going to pair him with Mason Smith, another their former Michigan player. It would give him a kind of an intriguing interior tandem with disruptive potential. Mason Graham, really disruptive, really good run defender, can provide some pass rush, and I think he's been a top 5 player this whole draft season and now process. So Mason Graham here, the pick at 5. The Raiders at 6. I think they take Torrey McMillan out of Arizona. They need to upgrade talent on the perimeter. They just don't really have great receiving targets outside of Brock Bowers, and because this offense really rely on the rookie tight end Brock Bowers in 2024, and you can get to Torrey McMillan to where you have 2 reliable options you can throw the football to. So Torrey McMillan's my pick here. Number 7, I don't know if this is early, but fuck it. I'll say Will Campbell to the Jets. He's an offensive tackle out of LSU. Look, building up the trenches is a part of the Jets' plan to compete in the AFC's heavyweight. And Campbell's a rock-solid offensive tackle prospect with the size, strength, and skill to dominate edge rushers from day one. They need one. Their offensive line isn't great, so I think Will Campbell would be a good place to start. Number 8, I don't know if this is I think this would be a really good pick. Michael Williams, edge rusher out of Georgia. They need defense. You can't take anything other than defense here. Their defense is one of the worst in football. So adding a difference maker in the defensive front will help Derek Brown and co. Impose their will on opponents. Because you got him up there with Derek Brown, that's the way to start. Number 9, I think another good player here out of Georgia, another edge rusher, Jalon Walker. They need an infusion of young athletic talent on defense, and Jalon Walker's speed and explosiveness can make him a big play specialist as a pro at the pro level. And that's something the Saints need. Number 10, the Chicago Bears. I think they'll take Armand Membu. He's an offensive tackle slash offensive guard out of Missouri. Ben Johnson's committed to building a dominant line in Chicago, in my opinion, to create a balanced but explosive offense, just like the one he coordinated in Detroit. Membu, I think that's how you say his name. He's kind of a bully at the point of attack with some positional flexibility. He can play tackle, he can play guard, one of those two positions. They need to build their offensive line because it was probably the worst in football last year. Number 11, Will Johnson. I think it's kind of a bit far to fall, but I think it's a steal because, obviously, it's your turn to Robert Saleh, our defensive coordinator, to invest in a top cover corner to match up with the talented receivers within the division. And you're probably like, oh, he didn't have that great of a 2024. Well, I really don't care about that. I mean, I think he's better than what he showed. I still think he's probably one of the top corners in this draft class. Number 12, I have my Dallas Cowboys taking Ashton Jeanty, running back. Is there a chance he goes before this? I could see him being a Chicago Bear. That would make sense with Ben Johnson. But I'll have them take off the line. I think Jeanty goes to 12, my Cowboys. There's other needs with this team, but I just don't think you can pass up on a generational running back. You can be like, oh, it's conference. I mean, getting 2,000 plus yards isn't easy with like nearly 30 touchdowns. Like, he's a bona fide star to spark an offensive resurgence. And you can also point, oh, look at Penn State. Well, Penn State allowed like 100-yard rusher, 1 or 2 the whole season. Like, their defensive line was special. You just got draft Jeanty, and if he's not there, take a receiver. But I'll take Jeanty here. Tyler Booker to the Dolphins at 13. He's a boy at the line of scrimmage, where the nastiest need to set the tone up front, which they desperately need to add some physicality and toughness. Colts, I'll have them picking Tyler Warren, tight end out of Penn State. He's really their offense. Outside of Nick Singleton and Kaytron Allen, he was really their offense this season. And they need to add more playmakers. Like, he's a freak athlete, so they need to take him. The Falcons, this might be a gamble here. Their desperation for a pass rusher could lead to them taking Shamar Stewart here out of Texas A&M. Taking a gamble on him despite his limited production. Look, I think he's better than what his production showed at A&M. Like, he could garner interest as a boom or bust edge, but I think he's better than what he showed. I think that I'm not going to just worry about the production from college. They need a pass rusher bad. Number 16, I think the Cardinals take James Pierce Jr. He's an explosive athlete with a developing game as a pass rush specialist. I think his pass rush rate was really high, or something like that, or win rate, or whatever those fucking analytic stats are. A mass exodus of like the front 7 defenders in free agency could force Cardinals to, replenish this area of the roster early and often on draft weekend, because James Pierce Jr. thinks a really good player. 17, the Bengals. I'm gonna have, this might be a bit of a reach. I don't think it's a reach. It might be a bit. I don't think it's early, but it's probably not a team you would expect them to go to. Colston Loveland to the Cincinnati Bengals. If they lose T. Higgins, like, they need an addition of a big body tight end with some dynamic receiving skills. And I think it's Colston Loveland. I think he could go to the Chargers, but I think he'll get taken here at 17. I think he's a tight end too. I think Seattle Seahawks take Kelvin Banks Jr. here at 18 as offensive tackle / guard. They're pressing on the offensive line could result in early addition, Like, while Banks was a 3-year starter for Texas left tackle, some believe he could be at guard. Whether the case, Seattle needs help in both areas, and Kelvin Banks Jr. would fill at least one of those wherever he plays. Emeka Egbuka, I think, will go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here at 19. Jalen McMillan, their third-round rookie, blossomed down the stretch, but they can still stand to draft a receiver with Chris Godwin on the verge of free agency and Mike Evans heading to the final year. And Egbuka has the wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2 potential. I think the Buccaneers could... I think this is a safe pick to take Egbuka. Denver Broncos, I think, will take Malachi Starks here at 20. I think this is a steal. I view him as a top 10 player. Vance Joseph, that gives him another high IQ defender. I think 2023 is better than 2024 for Malachi Starks, but he was asked to do so much for that defense. Like, he has really good instinct. Like, he's smart. He has awareness and toughness. And that scheme's like, see the ball, get the ball with his instincts. With a high IQ defender. That's who I'll take at 20 for them. The Steelers, I think, take Luther Burden. I think Luther Burden's better than what he showed in 2024. Brady Cook sucks, and he dealt with injuries that kind of made Luther Burden look bad. He's a catch and run specialist with the crafty playmaking skills. Like, the Steelers need more playmakers. I think Luther Burden will be a good playmaker in the NFL. Chargers, they don't get Colston Loveland. Well, I think I'll have them taking Matthew Golden here at 22. They cannot continue to win with just one receiver with Ladd McConkey. They need another receiver, and I think Matthew Golden's really good. He really adds speed and playmaking ability. He really impressed at Texas this past season. Number 23, Jahdae Barron, cornerback to the Packers. I think this is another steal. I view him as a top 15 player. This could help the Packers, move on from Jair Alexander if they were to, and others in the secondary, because Jahdae Barron has really good versatility for their defensive corner, Jeff Hafley, to carve out a role for the Texas product, even as a rookie. 24, Benjamin Morrison to the Minnesota Vikings. If his medicals check out, he's like a well-sized cover corner. That would be a nice fit for them because they prioritize tackling and toughness, and he could be one of those guys. Houston Texans, I think, take Kenneth Grant. I'm not sure who I would... I would take Josh Simmons, but D'Amico Ryans, has that defensive mind, so he could desire to overwhelm opponents with a deep and talented D-line rotation. That could make Kenneth Grant, that makes him a possibility at this spot. Josh Simmons to the Rams. If Matthew Stafford and the Rams move forward together, they need to continue to build a fortress around the veteran quarterback. And Josh Simmons, he would have been a higher pick if he didn't get injured. Unfortunately, he got injured, was out for the season, but he's still really good. Josh Connerly Jr. to the Baltimore Ravens, an offensive tackle out of Oregon. With Ronnie Stanley's injury history and impeding free agency, the Ravens could add an athletic edge blocker to protect Lamar within the pocket. So there's that. 28, Detroit, Mike Green. Because the lack of pass rush down the stretch could prompt them to invest heavily, giving Aiden Hutchinson some support once he returns from injury. Mike Green, 17 sacks this past season. He's just a QB hunter, and he's a freaking beast. The Commanders, draft Donovan Jackson, upgrading the offensive line is a priority, and I think Jackson's really good. He took over, I believe, for Josh Simmons, and he was really fucking good as well. I think the Buffalo Bills take JT Tuimoloau, Ohio State edge rusher. He has really good upside as a pass rusher, and this is what the Bills can use, a really good pass rusher. 31, the Eagles take Derek Harmon. I think he should easily be a first-round talent. If you watch his tape, there's nothing he does elite, but he does everything well. He's a blue chip talent, and he added another supersized athlete to that defensive line with Jalen Carter. Number 32, though, Chiefs. I'll have them taking Siobhan Revel Jr. Despite he suffered a season-ending knee injury, but he's a worthy first-round corner to me. He has really good playmaking cover corner that displays instincts, and he would thrive in Steve Spagnuolo's scheme with Trent McDuffie. But the order of picks 31-32 will be determined by the outcome of the Super Bowl. So I'll do another mock draft probably next week. But this is my second one. I'll do my third one next week. So, yeah, that's all to say here. Leave a like, comment, subscribe for more. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.